Mga higala, kumusta na napunta niya ito ang tulumanon panglantaw sa kagabion. Diin ato ang i-discuss ang nagkalain-lain nga mga topic o hilisbutanan mahitungod sa ato ang katilingban karon. Mga igsoon na ato ang oras alas 8:25 sa gabi na nadugay ta og sugod ani ato ang panglantaw sa kagabion tungod kay naon sa ako Facebook nga dili naman ako ma-open. Nalahi naman ang password na amay nag-hack sa akong Facebook. O kinsa man kang nag-hack sa akong Facebook, ayaw lang po din taon hilabti ning Facebook ini inyong igsuon. Maluoy in town mo, isa ra gid tao'y account nako sa Facebook. Inyong hilabtan nga unsaon naman lang ini inyong igsuon. Naarbay daghan ra ba taon kog mga followers and friends din ani nga account. So maghangyo lang ko kung kinsa man tong nag-hack unta sa akong Facebook. Salamat na lang kay sa Ginoo nga nabalik ra nako kuha, no? Urang nabalik ko kuha ang akong Facebook karon pa lang gyud. So kinsa man tong nag-attempt gusto mo kuha ani ako ang account, muhangyo lang po taon ko mga igsoon nga ayaw lang po din taon pasipad ikining account ani inyong higala. So ani ato ang panglantaw sa kagabion sa dili pa nato sugdan ang ato ang kukabildo ining gabion na mga igsoon. Ato sang i-shout out ang ato ang mga likers, si Ate Maribel Alico Saison, ato ang roommate Lilian Martinez Tubigon, Ginalyn G. Martinez, Pastora Sheila Maris Haranilla Makigangay, Ma'am Estrella Palir Bakar, Raquel Tubigon Price, Mr. Johnny D. Samonti, Marilo P. Faustino, and ato ang kauban nga teacher sa una sa Langilan Elementary School, si Ma'am Ini Bunghawan. May gabi kaninyo mga ma'am o sir. Yan napunta ni ato ang tulumanon panglantaw sa kagabion. Atong topic karon, our topic this evening is about the greed. The greed for instant wealth. The silent engine of corruption. Ato ning gikuha mga igsuon sa post ni Attorney Acosta diha sa kaning Public Attorney's Office, si Dr. Persida Viruida Acosta, no? Kung ikuha ang iyang gipamulong sa iyang post. So when Dr. Persida V. Ruida Acosta o Attorney Acosta said, to desire instant money without working hard for it is a sign of greed and intense desire for money. She wasn't just issuing a warning to a single person. She was describing a national disease. In the Philippines, this instant money mindset has been the quiet engine of corruption for decades. It's not always loud. It doesn't always make headlines. Sometimes it's just a handshake under the table, a brown envelope, a signed paper in a quiet office. But its effects, the echo in every school without classrooms, in every hospital without medicine, in every farm without irrigation. Let's go back to 2004, the so-called fertilizer fund scam. Funds amounting to 728 million were released to help farmers by buying fertilizers before the elections. But many of these farmers never saw a single sack. Instead, the money was allegedly diverted to a campaign funds for certain political allies. Imagine being a farmer in Bicol or Eastern Visayas waiting for promised fertilizer so your crops could grow. Planting season passes, the rain comes, weeds choke your field, and you are left with nothing. While in some air-conditioned room in Manila, a few individuals quietly celebrate the success of project implementation on paper. Social impact. Farmer trapped deeper in poverty. Psychological impact. A generation of rural Filipinos learning the bitter lesson that promises from above rarely fall like rain to the ground. The legal status, many cases dragged on 4 years in court. Some dismissed, some unresolved, witnesses or discredited. Proverbs chapter 22 verse 16 warns, whoever oppresses the poor to increase his own wealth or gives to the rich will only come to poverty. When the poor are cheated, the curse does not just fall on the thief. It spreads to the entire nation. Fast forward to 2020, year 2020. The pandemic has thrown the country into chaos. Families are desperate. Hospitals are overwhelmed. Then comes the news. PhilHealth, the government's health insurance agency, is allegedly involved in billions worth of questionable transactions. Funds meant to pay hospitals and cover COVID-19 treatment are to overpricing, ghost claims, and insider schemes. Psychological trauma. Imagine you are the relative of a COVID patient, believing your PhilHealth contribution for years would cover the bills, only to be told, wala na'y pundo, ma'am, sir. Social consequence. Trust in public healthcare crumbles. Investigations were launched by the Senate and the but convictions, as of now, still a long legal battle. Some years ago, the Commission on Audit reported ghost road projects in certain provinces. Millions were allocated, contracts awarded, and documents completed. But when investigators went to the site, there was no road, just grass and mud. Question: how does that happen? Answer: through a chain of people, from a barangay official who signs off without seeing the project, to a municipal engineer who files false completion report, to higher officials who approve liquidation without checking. Social effect. Communities remain isolated. Farmers can't bring produce to markets. Children walk kilometers through rough terrain to get to school. Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1 to 2 says, "Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees, depriving the poor of their rights and withholding justice from the oppressed." We will now talk about the PDAP na police scam. No list of corruption in the Philippines is complete without mentioning the Priority Development Assistance Fund PDAF scam involving Janet Lim na police. Lawmakers allegedly funneled billions into fake NGOs in exchange for hefty commissions. It was one of the most shocking cases because it exposed the scale of the racket. Money intended for scholarships, livelihood programs, and infrastructure went straight into pockets. Many young people who could have been scholars instead ended up as dropouts because funds never reached them. Some lawmakers were arrested and paid, but the full recovery of the stolen funds remains elusive. When we connect this, the pattern behind the cases, one is greed for quick wealth, collusion among those in power, weak enforcement of the law, public tolerance because of fatigue or fear. Corruption isn't always about one evil mastermind. It's a culture of small compromises that become a network of thieves. It is the barangay treasury pocketing small change, the contractor scheming on materials, the officials signing papers without inspection, multiplied thousands of times across the country. Psychologically, once a person participates in small corruption without consequence, their moral compass bends. They begin to see it not as stealing, but as extra income. This is moral erosion, and it is as dangerous as physical theft. The Philippines actually has strong laws against corruption. Republic Act 3019, Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. Republic Act 6713, Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards. Plunder Law, Republic Act 7080, punishing ill-gotten wealth exceeding 50 million. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Laws are only as strong as the people enforcing them. And when enforcers themselves are compromised, the law becomes a paper tiger. The Bible offers a radical different approach to wealth. Work with your hands. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 28 says, "Anyone who has been stealing must steal no longer, but must work, doing something useful with their own hands, that they may have something to share with those in need." Serve, not exploit. Mark chapter 10 verse 45 reminds us, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve." Corruption is anti-biblical because it flips this upside down. It serves self and exploits others. Tonight, paglantaw sa kagabhion challenges as not just to be angry at them, but to examine us. Because if we cheat in small things, we help keep the soil fertile for big corruption. If we vote for candidates because of cash handouts, we become accomplices and their eventual thief. Kung kita mismo dili magbantay sa atong kasing-kasing, ang gagmay nga paglapas mahimong dako nga sala. Ug kung ang sala mahimong batasan, ang nasod ang magantos. There is a sickness eating away at the heart of our nation. It is not a sickness of the body, but of the soul. It does not cause fever or cough, yet it burns hotter than any illness and spreads faster than any virus. Dr. Persida V. Ruida Acosta, or Attorney Persida V. Ruida Acosta, captured in words so sharply cut to the bone. To desire instant money without working hard, for it is a sign of greed and intense desire for money. Kung atong tan-awon, murag sayon ra paminaw. Pero kung atong palaluman, this is not just comment about personal morals. It is a mirror held up to the entire nation. And when our people look into this mirror, what do we see? Do we see honesty? Or do we see hands itching to grab what they did not earn? The truth is, this carving for instant wealth is not just a personal flaw. It is the breeding ground for corruption. Philippine corruption does not grow in a vacuum. It grows in the soil of greed. Whether it's a clerk pocketing public funds, a businessman bribing officials, or a syndicate running scams, the root is always the same. Gusto ta makakwarta dayon, bisan walay hustong paghago. The Bible warns us about the spirit of greed. In Proverbs chapter 15 verse 27, it says, "The greedy bring ruin to their households, but the one who eats bribes will live." Paul writes in 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 9 to 10, "Those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil." Dili kini lamang istorya nga gibutang aron lang mapuno ang Biblia. These are not eternal truths, tested and proven in history, and proven again in the Philippines, in the daily news, in the court records, in the whispers of our barangays. Our own laws recognize the dangers of greed. The revised penal code punishes estafa, fraud, bribery, and graft. The Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, Republic Act 3019, was written to stop public officials from enriching themselves at the people's expense. The Plunder Law, Republic Act E 7080, was made for those whose greed reaches mountains. And yet, unsa may atong makita? These laws, no matter how strict, are only as strong as the conscience of those who are supposed to follow them. And conscience, once eaten by greed, becomes death to both law and morality. Psychologists say greed is like addiction. It feeds on the brain's reward system. When you get something without working for it, it triggers a surge of dopamine, a temporary high that makes you crave more. That's why some people never stop stealing, never stop cheating, never stop lying. The more they take, the more they want. Walay puas nga kagutom. Socially, this desire for instant money is a plot. It turns neighbors against neighbor. It erodes trust in government, in business, in churches. It destroys the idea that success should be earned. Ang kabataan nga magtanaw sa ginikanan, nga mosalig sa under the table nga income, makakaton nga maupod na ang normal. Ang empleyado nga makita nga niyang amo ng murakot, maingon, ngano pa man ko magpakamaayo. Ug sa ingon, the cycle continues from generation to generation. But my friends, greed does not only destroy others, it destroys the greedy themselves. You may fill your bank account, but your heart will be empty. You may have gold in your pocket, but you will have poison in your soul. Unsa may kapuslanan nga madaog nimo ang tibuok kalibutan pero mawala ang imong kalag. We must remember the true wealth of a nation is not measured by the money in its treasury, but by the honesty in its people. If our leaders work for the good of the many instead of the greed of the few, if our businessmen earn by serving and not by cheating, if our citizens value hard work over shortcuts, then and only then will the Philippines rise. And so tonight in this panglantaw sa kagabhion, I call every listener and viewers, guard your heart from greed. Work with dignity. Earn with honesty. Be content with what is yours, and do not covet what belongs to others. Remember Dr. Acosta's or Attorney Acosta's warning, and let it ring in your conscience whenever you are tempted to take the easy but crooked road. For when the day comes that this nation learns to despise dishonest gain and honor honest labor, the Philippines will finally taste the sweetness of justice, peace, and true prosperity. Ug mao kini ang akong panglantaw sa kagabhion. Corruption is not an incurable disease, but it requires a radical operation, starting with the heart. Kini ang panglantaw sa kagabhion diin ang kahayag sa kamatuoran mudanag bisan pa sa kangit-ngit. Kini inyong higala, alagad ug igsoon, Jeremias Labaho Tubigon, magpahinumdom kanatong tanan nga sa atong pagpangandoy ug matarong nga kapilingban ang kamatuoran gayud ang atong suga. Ug sa kangit-ngit sa kasaysayan, ang tinud-anay nga pamunuan ang labing hayag nga paglaom. Hanggang salamat. Shout out Ma'am Estrella Paler Bacar nga nagtan-aw nato karon. Daghang kaayong salamat ug sa tanang mga nagtan-aw na minaw nga wala lang mag-appear sa atong screen. Ang Dios magapanalangin ug magapanalangin ug magapanalangin kanatong tanan. Maayong gabi ug daghang salamat.